ladies and gentlemen, as we head into the round 12 of the V8 League for 2020. Today we're at Phillip Island. We've been looking forward to this race for quite some time now, as we haven't visited here for a couple of years. We've got a big field that's rocked up, so we're looking forward to the big track and the big racing. It's quite hot up the top, so we'll get into it as we just got into our qualified session. See, we're at Phillip Island in Victoria, Australia, and we've got about 17 drivers at the moment, all vying for front row of the grid. And unfortunately, we usually have a private qualified session, but tonight it's all open slather, so they're going to have to pick a good spot on the track to post a good time and wait for the tyres to heat up as well. Perfect timing, we'll get a good spot up the front and out of the melee into turn 1 and 2. So it's round 12 and 14. We've only got a couple to go. There's going to be 3 races, 15 minutes, 20 minutes and 40 minutes of laps. So 40 minutes. Each lap's about 4.5k, so quite a long circuit, enabling the field to spread out and easily pass, unlike Koei a couple of weeks back, where it was just a lot of cars on a short track and you were lapping as soon as you pitted. Okay. So we've got tyre compounds available tonight. There's the soft tyre and the hard tyre. So you can see on the Monster Energy car there, we've got the white banded tyres, that's a soft. I don't think you'll see hards during quali and the first couple of races maybe. Truck guys joining us from all over Australia and even Indonesia as well. So it's as we start showing the drivers out on the quali session. On screen at the moment, that's David Baker in the Monster Energy car, just switching over to another Mustang after you heard the news about Scott McLaughlin leaving Australia at the end of the year. So he's currently, where is he? He's going P6. We've actually got him up on driver cam. I'll just show you guys. Race pace on tonight, so that's David Baker there in the foreground, and that's Bryce Royal just behind him in seat number 1. So David's gunning for P3 this year and hopefully P3 tonight in the race. We've got just under 4 minutes to go in the qualified session. Just go through, see who else is on rider cam. On the pole position, we've got Thomas Foster. That's Thomas on screen at the moment. He's on pole with a 126.8. Very impressive. We won't see those times during practice. A huge lap. Definitely got a quick lap in early. And the usual suspects are fighting their way, fighting themselves up the front of the ladder at the moment. To see where everyone is, you can see how congested, how spread out they are around the circuit. So they are giving themselves some good space out there to get a good lap in. 1 lap to warm the tyres up. As we see Tom just pulling it into the pits. See who else is out there. We've got Nathan Mannix on driver cam as well. That's Nathan in the foreground there. Usually in the Castrol Kelly Racing car, but they're having a bit of complication at this track. Looks like Nathan's out on his not going to improve there. His first sector's 4.5 seconds down. He's not really on his out lap, so this will probably be his warm-up lap to get the tyres up to temp. Probably the fastest optimum times, probably the third lap around here. We're going to see hard wearing on the front tyres being smashed, and I don't think the guys are going to be changing just the fronts in the pit stop, but we'll see that maybe race 2 or race 3 later tonight. We've got a couple of new guys. Ronaldo Ito, he's racing with us from Indonesia. So he's currently sitting in the pits at the moment. I'm not sure if he's stuck. He's got a time in, which is got him in 17, but he's currently sitting in the pits. Trank Rebel's also sitting in the pits. There's a minute to go, so there's not enough time to get around and then start your hot lap there. So we'll see who's flying time. Scott Flack just moving up into P3 at this point. Daniel Pisano, hopefully just jumped a couple of places there. He'll be on the front row as it stands at the moment. The biggest thing to watch is where Daniel's at the moment. That's Southern Loop. A lot of people are going to run off there. Not sure of their braking zone, and it's going to be very congested trying to get in 17 cars just to get through these first few corners. Another one will be on the corner as well, where Daniel is on screen heading up to Siberia, a second-hand left corner. We'll go on screen so we can go. So we're coming out of Siberia into 7 towards the A shed. You can see on the left-hand side there. Coming up over Lukey Heights is Tristan. Stay nice and quiet over there. And he's banded that lap. So who else have we got out on screen? Got no one really on a fast lap at the moment. We've got Bradley Martin will be starting in P7 for Ace's racing team. Who's still out on circuit? We've got Nathan Mannix starting P5, it looks like, as he's pulling out of his lap. David Baker still on screen. Got the race face on. Good to see. Ollie's not doing anything. Where is he? 1.8 down on the first sector. He's just hit the grass, so he's given that one up. Foster, second race with us tonight. He's sporting the classic lounge green-eyed monster livery, Ford Mustang, and he'll start from, where is he? P9. So the Foster, that's father and son combo. Thomas Foster on pole, Peter Foster will be starting in P9. I think that was Ito just past me. No, that might have been Ross Licciardi from Melbourne. He'll be in the live, and Liam Tollard Williams will be joining us from Tasmania tonight as well. Okay, so we'll just bring up the quali results there. Thomas Foster will be starting on pole with a 1:26.4.8. Next to him will be Daniel Opatisano. This will be a great battle to watch in a turn 1, 2 and 3 through Stoner Corner and in a Honda. Hello Caesar close behind him, and Scott Flacken will be starting P4. Nathan Mannix back from a couple of rounds, had a break. He'll be starting in P5. David Baker P6, Bradley Martin P7, Ross Licciardi P8, great effort from him. Peter Foster in P9, Liam Tollard Williams in P10. Bryce Royal P11, Scott Harvey new tonight, and Terry Richardson, they're both brand new tonight. We'll see how they go. Troy Cieslawski's changed cars, he's in the truck assist, was in the Ned car if you're watching the earlier races this year. Daniel Grace, second race with us tonight, qualifying in 15, Tranquil Bell in P16, and Rinaldi Ito from Indonesia, I'd say yet to post a time. So they're both sitting in pit lane waiting to go. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that the guys are ready. Got to fix a technical. Okay, this is where I just ask all the guys racing from home if they're ready to go. It's going to be a 10-lap race, this race. Okay, I think we'll get straight into it now. The guys are saying yes, they're ready. So here we go, this is going to be a formation lap. The guys are going to grid up and we're going to roll around for one lap, come back onto the grid, and then we'll get the green light. That's all, go, go, go. So a bit of a nervous wait. The guys are gridding up. You can see back through the field there. Ross Licciardi in the 23 red. Peter Foster in the green-eyed monster. Okay. 17 drivers. We're not. See if Rinaldi is going to grid up. Doesn't look like they're gridding up for some reason.
all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Okay, it was supposed to be a formation lap, but unfortunately we've got software issues, so the guys are... Okay, so take two on that. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. Unfortunately, there is no formation lap. We'll sort that out for the next race. Keep an eye on the Thomas Foster, the front two. Okay, so I've got Thomas Foster on the front row, ready to go. We can hear the lights. And that's the green, they're off. Thomas Foster's getting a good launch there. Daniel Rizzo's got the side he's got to deal with. Plenty there. Is there any action behind there? Slightly no crash there. That's probably Kozlowski, I think. Thomas Foster definitely got the whole shot there, nice and easy through turns 3 and 4. You can see Optisano closing in on him, coming in straight at the corner. Nice sweeping, he's got to protect the inside line, otherwise Optisano's going to come in under Honda, but he's done well to take that line. On board with Optisano following Foster on screen. As they go through Siberian, turn 7, up to the hay shed. You see the field starting to stretch out there now. Nathan Mannix up into P4. His new car with Racecentre close behind as they come down. Looks like we'll see the front in the back of Optisano. See Mannix Baker up in the P6, quick shot from him. Nice wide shot, we can see the field stretching out, and that's Rob Picciardi behind, so he's in the Dick Johnson tribute livery. So it looks like Mannix and Martin are together, no. That's Baker trying to get up the inside of Martin inside the corner. They both tripped out wide as they fell in on the corner. David gets the job done. He's on hard tyres, which is quite strange. I can see Scott Black also on hard tyres as well. Graphic. Let's go down the field to see what's happening. That's Bryce Roll in the 17 car. He's currently in P10 at the moment. Whatever Liam Tollard Williams is in P11. Not expected from him. Peter Foster starting P9 from memory, but who's... Oh, that's him. No, that's Terry Richardson. I'm not sure what happened there. Like he may have got clipped. Ronaldo Ito's in the team boost car. He's coming up the field in the P14. Maybe that was him on the main straight, struggling to get through the field there. He'll have a clear run when we go into reverse grid. Daniel Racing P15. Scott Harvey here with us tonight in the Red Bull car. He's in P16. On that one. So we'll go back up the front. Thomas Foster still ahead of Daniel Opedasano. We'll see Opedasano pull up on the inside. No, they're just happy to settle in. That's Opedasano right behind with the top three. We'll see the battle going on with Mannix, Martin and Black back there. As Mannix is in P5 still. David Baker's moved right up into P4, so he's really climbing up, making the moves. He's sitting himself up into P4 at the moment, 4 seconds behind the front three. They're definitely holding firm up the front. These are the top three of the championship as well. So yeah, definitely going for the lead. We've only got a couple of races to go till the end of the season. We'll go through the schedule later on in the program, but that's the fastest lap of the race for Daniel Opedasano with a 1:28.187. As he's just playing it nice and patient behind Thomas Foster, waiting for him to make a mistake, and if not, just preserving his tyres, knowing that he's in full control there. Everyone posting their own fastest laps as we see Black get past Martin. Moves him up into P6, and the next one will be... Actually, this is developing now as Baker's falling back to the clutches of Mannix, Martin and Black. You can see him having a couple of dabs at the brakes there, trying to get the car to pull up. As they're battling for P4 at the moment. See the field just spreading out there. Oh, Black's just overcooking it, trying to come out of that corner. Really cooking those rears. This is coming onto the main straight now, Garden Straight. Tuck in the draft. We're not going to go around the outside of Baker there, which could do the switch over, which he's trying to do. And, Baker still holds position with 5 laps to go. Up front, it's Thomas Foster still holding off Opedasano. Daniel Grace there. And there's the leaders coming up behind Daniel. We'll see how they handle this as they catch up to the back mark. It's Daniel Grace in P16 at the moment. They've got past him, so that's a clean run for him. Baker's just made a mistake there. I heard the grunts from inside the shop. And he's dropped back to P7. That brings Mannix up into P4. But he's got Scott Black right behind him with 5 laps to go. So going to turn 1. Mannix, Black and Martin. 4, 5 and 6. Baker drop back, Licciardi, Dick Johnson colours, he's circulating P8 at the moment, a couple of seconds behind Baker, so maybe he can chase him down. We've got Peter Foster, Thomas Foster's father, doing a great job for his second round out at Phillip Island. You can see how busy the circuit is at the moment. There's cars all over the circuit. That's Liam Tollard-Williams. Liam still holding on, but he's dropped back a little bit. Go back up the front. Get Thomas Foster on the screen there. Driver cam. He's definitely holding firm out front ahead of Obadesano. He's dropping back a bit now, 3 seconds behind. The 7th lap of the race. It's Obadesano still with the fastest lap of the race, but that doesn't matter if he's in second place. He really wants the points for this one. Got Nathan Mannix there, just dropping another position to Scott Flack. So Flack's moved up into P4, and that's Mannix back down in P5. Still not a bad position for him. He has been a bit rusty, but he's come back. Got coming to early practice. He's on hards as well, so I'm not too sure if these guys are confident enough to make the softs last on this circuit. You can see the track really rubbering up there. A lot of rubbers being laid down. The fronts are really burning up too. So I'd definitely say the hards they're doing that for a 10-lap race. We're going to be seeing those compounds all night long. Back up the front where the action is, that's Thomas Foster. Sano closing in behind him, but that's not making Thomas sweat. See what else is happening through the field before the race finishes. Bradley Martin's in P6. David Baker is a couple of seconds behind him. Licciardi still in P8. Hopefully he'll finish in that position, but he's got Peter Foster and Liam Tollard-Williams chasing him down. You can see the gap closing there, so that's going to be a three-way battle for P8 in the next lap or so. But may have done enough to hold out. We've got Terry Richardson, Boost Mobile Mustang. And Ronaldo Ito also in the Boost Mobile Mustang. He's definitely done well to climb up to P12 from that back grid. Couple laps to go, we're going into MG. And there's Daniel Pisano, and now he's trying to make the move. He's saved his tyres. Now it's his time to pounce. Caesar's dropping a further back. He's probably pressing a long compound, but Foster's making these soft compound really work. as he's half a second ahead of Pisano. There is a drafting advantage down the main straight. Thomas Foster's got enough time to have a drink down the main straight. It's the only time he can do actually, because the rest of the lap you're always on it. But this is where Pisano's going to put the pressure on and force the issue with Foster, but Foster's just going to protect the inside line. It's going to be quite hard for Pisano to make a move in the next lap or so. We've got this one and one more after this lap, so 2 laps to go before the end of the race. It's Pisano just closing. They're both on soft, so the leaders are on the softer compound. Not too sure how the tyres are wearing. Once you control the car quite nicely and stay on the line, you can make the soft work. Just see whether Daniel's done enough to make a pass and get a drive. This would be a good opportunity coming over the leaky heights into MG to overtake, get deep under brakes there. But Foster's definitely protecting that inside line. There's not much Daniel can do. Down the main straight's going to be straight at top of Sunny. He's going to try and tuck in and come out for turn 1. He's going around the outside of turn 1. He's hoping to get a good line into turns 2 and 3 in the southern loop, but Foster hugging that inside line, making sure he doesn't overshoot it and allow Pisano to come in. You can see Pisano trying to get on the gas as the rear comes around before the front. You can see we're right next to the seaside of Phillip Island, bottom of Victoria, and that's Pisano almost ran wide at Gardner Corner, coming into Honda Loop there. Bringing a smile to Thomas Foster's face. He could see the mistake that Daniel's made there, and that's just giving him some space. Daniel's just dropped off. I didn't see where he went, but he's still there. He's still in P3 for Coolmaster Racing. He's still making those tires back. You can see Pisano in the foreground going up Haitian to Leaky Heights, but being the last lap, there's not much you can do. Scott Black in P5. Just follow Foster as he comes around turns 11 and 12 on a Garden Straight. And providing he doesn't make it overshoot this, he'll come down Gardner Straight and collect the checkered flag. And that's win number 1 of the night for Thomas Foster. And then it's Daniel Pisano crossing the line. Hello Caesar. Scott Black crossing the line there. Nathan Mannix, he's coming down the main straight, taking P5. Bradley Martin, we're taking P6 for Aces Racing Team. David Baker coming around the final turn now, as he'll finish the race in P7. That's Peter Foster moves up into P8, and that means, and Ronaldo Ito also got it, so it looks like Ross Licciardi in the spots there. Liam Collins coming into MG. That's your race winner on screen there, Thomas Foster. Okay, so we'll bring up the results. Okay, so Thomas Foster, Daniel Pisano, Lil Caesar, Scott Flack, Nathan Mannix, your top 5, Bradley Martin, David Baker, Peter Foster, Ronaldo Ito, Liam Tollard Williams, round out your top 10. Then in P11 was Terry Richardson, Ross Licciardi, Scott Harvey, first race of the night for him in RD13, Bryce Royal, Daniel Grace, Team Shell, DJ Arpensky, Troy Cieslowski, and Trent Grubel. Alright, so we'll go to a commercial break, sort out the grid, and we'll be right back after the commercial break.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar, and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar, and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James. welcome back for race 2. This one's reverse grid, but we've definitely got a formation lap on this one. So the guys are gridding up, but we're going to circulate for one full lap, just so the guys can warm up the tyres. So reverse grid means whatever you qualified in the first race, it'll be reversed. So if you qualified on pole, you'll be starting from the back of the grid. And we'll just show you the grid right now. For race 2, reverse grid. Okay, so on pole for this one will be Rinaldi Ito from Indonesia. Next to him will be Trent Grubel in the Racecentre colours. Troy Cieslawski, P3. Terry Richardson, P4. Scott Harvey, Bryce Royal will be on the third row of the grid in 5 and 6. Liam Tyler Williams and Peter Foster will be side by side as they finish the previous race. Ross Licciardi in P9. Bradley Martin in P10. David Baker will be starting in P11. Nathan Mannix next to him, P12. That'll be a good battle there. Scott Flack will be starting in P13 in the bright Aussie colours Days of Thunder. Next to him will be Halil Caesar with the Cooler Mass entry. Gianni Oppadasano, Thomas Foster, and we've got Daniel Grace starting from the back, being a rookie for tonight. So this one's 13 laps. I'll just see if we can see what sort of compounds they're using. The camera angles don't really give us a good indication. But 13 laps, 17 drivers, they're all going to make their way to the front. I think we'll start this one with Nathan Mannix on driver cam. Okay, you can see where they are in relation to the start-finish line. So the front guys are coming around the main straight. He's pretty much sprinting to get to the front. And that is Liam Tyler Williams. No, it's Troy Cieslawski in the truck assist Ford Mustang. In the driver cam is Nathan Mannix. We'll show where he is on track in the unit car. So when you look at Nathan in screen, you know what car he's driving. Okay, this will be a doozy. My Rinaldi Ito picked up a win at Pukekohe last week, so should be very interesting to watch. Nathan Mannix taking his time, waiting for the lights. It's a long revving of the engine. We can't hear the lights at the moment, but I'm sure they're about to go. Okay, here we go. They're all being prepped. Hands on the wheel. And it looks like Trent Grubel's got a better start off the line there as he takes us into turn 1. Ahead of Rinaldi Ito and Bryce Royal, just running wide there. Let's see if he rejoins the track. David Baker climbing right up, but he's overshot turn 3. This is what I expected in the first race. We see Daniel Oppadasano already up in the P3 from after the third turn. That's from the back of the grid. So that's left Thomas Foster back in P9. Not as fortunate there. So there's a big pile up in Honda corner. Looks like Halil Caesar's dropping back there, not too sure why. They're starting to settle down. That's Thomas Foster back up into P5 with Nathan Mannix behind. Thomas Foster on screen, but Nathan Mannix chasing him from behind, going up the hay shed up to Lukey Heights. This is P6, P5, P6 we're looking at there. Will Mannix get up the inside? Ronaldo taking the lead again from Trent Bell, who's pulled out of the race again. Not too sure what's going on there. And he's having issues back in Gold Coast. But that's leaving Ronaldo from Indonesia taking the first lap of the race ahead of Bryce Royal. Let's give him some credit. See if we've got him on driver cam. That's him in the background next to David Baker in the foreground. And then they are side by side with Daniel Opedasano. And he sneaks back into P3 at the moment. As he's got Scott Harvey, I should say. My apologies. Scott Harvey is up still in P4, doing a great job up there. So these guys really holding their own as all the mess is going on behind him. Bryce Roll's just touching the grass. He's not going to pull the car up enough. And there he goes off the... So that brings Scott Harvey up into P3 at the moment in the Red Bull, his first night with us. On screen, we've got trying to find David Baker, Mr. Raceface. He's overshot it at Southern Loop, and now he's struggling back into P13. We'll see him climb back up the front throughout this race. It's 13 laps. He's back on the hards. So the big group's just ahead of him with... and there's Mannix going up the inside at MG. Foster's giving him plenty of room. Mannix, not too sure whether he should have taken that, but he definitely should have. This is a race. And Ronaldo Ito's got the fastest lap of the race, and he's got a lot of clean air at the moment. We'll bring up Thomas Foster. And that's Ronaldo Ito's posting another fastest lap of the race, but quickly pinched by Daniel Opedasano. Mannix is still trying to have a go at Thomas Foster in front of him. And Scott Flack's got the fastest lap of the race with a 1:30.697. He's back in P6 at the moment, trying to get his way back up the front, finishing in 4th on the previous race, 10-lapper. We're in lap 3 at the moment. And Bradley Martin just suffering an incident at Honda Corner earlier. He's lost a lot of spots there. We see Richardson drop back into P13 as Baker gets him there. But as we watch Thomas Foster on screen, I'll just see who's in front of Martin. That's Licciardi it's showing. Ross Licciardi changing dresses like Lady Gaga at a concert. He's now in the Milwaukee 23 red colours. Not too sure if that's a glitch or just intentional, but that's Bradley Martin close behind. Coming up, Leaky Heights, dipping down into MG. And they've got Hello Caesar up in there in P9. That's not where he wants to be. But he's got to get past Bryce Royal at the moment. Bryce just bringing up some smoke, so that's going to cost him some speed, and Halil's going to make the most of it coming down the main straight. And he'll get round the outside of Royal, and that's a good job. Royal was doing an excellent job staying on the track there, but he's got Licciardi and Martin chasing him behind. Back up front, it's Ronaldo Ito with Daniel Opedasano after that flying first couple of corners. From the back of the grid, moved up into P3, P4 by the second corner after Southern Loop. So, excellent job from him. We'll just see the positions gained of each driver. So, you can see there, Opedasano and Foster. Yes, they started at the back of the grid, but it's only 4 laps in and they've already gained 13 spots. So too Flack and Mannix. And Caesar's also another big climber, and that's Opedasano taking the lead there. Coming over Lukey Heights down into MG, hard braking, second gear. Daniel's still opting for the soft compound for race 2. So we won't see any, we may see pit stops towards the end, but I'm sure Daniel's just going to now pace himself. He's got plenty of air between him and Foster. In P13 at the moment. We'll just see what the gaps are there. So Foster's 1.5 seconds behind Opedasano. He doesn't really need to push at the moment, as he's got a bit of a buffer. It's up to Foster to chase down Opposano now, as Ito's just the meat in the sandwich at the moment. But Rinaldi's can definitely hold his own, so he'll definitely hold position if he just keeps it a bit tighter. There you can see the back just getting loose as he was offline, not getting a good run through here. Foster will probably come round the outside of Ito and brake hard into Honda corner. Ito just doing enough to protect that line, and Foster's going to have to try it again. So they come up to Siberia towards turn 7 in the hay shed. That's Foster and Ito, and there's Flack too. Flack's coming up close, and Mannix is just dropping off a little bit, not too much, but enough to get some fresh air into the radiator. While Flack's going to chase this front two down, because they're going to slow each other up. Foster and Ito in P2. This will sort of bottleneck up behind Ito, but Ito's doing a fantastic job. This is only his second race in the V8s ever, so he's really mastered these cars quite early, taking a win at Pukekohe a fortnight ago in second race, doing that by managing his tyres quite well. So he's definitely a fast learner. He's been in the game a long time, I'm sure. So just saw Licciardi take P10 from Liam Tollard Williams, just unfortunately dropped back, now 5 seconds behind Licciardi. But we've got Baker just taking Royal there. No, that's not Royal, that's Licciardi. So Baker's up in a P8 at the moment. That's Baker on screen. Mr. Raceface driving for the Monster Energy car. Back up front, Foster and Flack swapping turns. I'm watching the timing screens flick over back and forth. So Flack definitely pushing the issue with Foster. And that's Ito just in front as well. And Mannix is getting back on the back as well. So the gap's closing, and here comes Caesar back in P6. So he's closing the gap as well. We're just over halfway. So things will definitely turn around in the back end of this race. And that's Foster tucking in nice and tight behind Rinaldi Adu. I keep pronouncing it differently. He did tell me how to pronounce it, but that's him running wide there, and Foster's got free pass into P2. And that's giving him fresh air to chase down Opposano. It's a good pack for P2. That's Foster, Adu, Flack and Mannix in P5. Looks like Richardson's retired as well with Scott Harvey after that early P3 position he was holding. He must have made a mistake and pulled out. But we're watching Rinaldi Adu in P3 at the moment, the Boost Mustang. Just go through, see who else is close behind, but it looks like the rest of the field's spaced out at the moment. So it's we've got Foster P2. This is a battle for P2. I'll just see if we can bring. And that's Flack diving up on the MG on Adu, trying to get past, and that's let Mannix pass as well. So Flack's just held that position, and Adu couldn't turn in, and unfortunately he's lost another spot to Mannix. So it's still a three-way battle, but the positions have changed now with Flack in P3, Mannix P2 and Adu in P5. We've got Mannix on screen there with the cap on white shirt as he chases down Scott Flack for P3, trying to get on the podium there. All he's got to do is stay behind him, look after his tyres. He's definitely challenging Nathan Mannix. See what the onboard's giving us. You can see him closing up nice and tight. Whoa, almost taking out the back of Flack there. Just got to take it easy. You can sort of see on the screen in the driver cam how close Flack is through the cockpit view of Nathan Mannix in P4. And Scott Flack still with the fastest lap of the race with a 1:30 flat. Albertasano stretching that lead out front now to 2.5 seconds ahead of Foster. With about 5 or 6 laps to go now, that's Thomas Foster. For Foster's Fence and Fix in the Ford Mustang. Still 2.5. He's climbed 1/100ths of a second, but it looks like Albertasano's coming up to the back of the back marker. We'll see if that's Daniel Grace. Yeah, that's Daniel Grace in the shell car. Got to look in his mirrors. He's trying to let the leaders go. This might bring Foster back into the fold, as the gap's only 2.2 seconds away. He's just slid across the road. Unfortunate there. Just got in the path of the lap car. Now he's up on the infield. And that's Albertasano up through into P1 still with the gap only now 1.5 seconds. So you can see how much it really costs them when you've got to deal with the back marker. That you sort of can't, you're not too sure where they're going to go. A bit nervous in the car, looking in the mirrors and also trying to stay on the track as well. So they're all doing the best they can as we see Foster go through Hayshed up to Lukey Heights. And that's the bright colours of Scott Flack as well. He's just ran it off. That's commentator's curse. Right as we crossed, that's Flack just running wide. So that's let Ito and Mannix up in a P3 now. So he's just got to keep his head down and hold it for another 4 or so laps. Renati close behind, but Nathan's a more experienced campaigner. We've got Halil further back, just trying to chase it down. Caesar, I should say, is P6 on the back of Flack. As Flack's pitted. Flack's in the pit lane, so this is going to cost him dearly. Renato Ito, we know, is very good on his tyres as he won the second race of Pukekohe last weekend from not pitting and saving on those tyres. But Flack couldn't do enough to hold, and he's dropping further back. Baker moving up into P7 at the moment. Where's Bradley Martin? He's in Bradley Martin in P6. So he's coming up to the back marker, Daniel Grace. Daniel Grace trying to stay out of trouble there. Staying up the inside, letting the drivers go. That's Brad Martin through, holding P6, and that's Baker coming on to the back of Grace at the moment as well. So back up front, it's a 1 second gap now. You can see it visually. Thomas Foster on screen. That's Foster's Fence and Fix, chasing down Albertasano. Foster wants 2 from 2. But if they stay the way it is, Albertasano will get pole position for the third race of the night as it goes on your... And that's Thomas Foster taking the fastest lap of the race with a 1:29.8 as they take us into turn 1 to Southern Loop. Southern Loop's very deceiving. You really got to brake early, and it's off camber. So if you brake too late, there's no recovery. You're just going to wash off into that trap at the end there. I can hear cars slowing down in the shop here. I can see Mannix still battling away with Edu, who's taken P3 from... Oh, Foster getting on the back of Albertasano there. It's a great battle for P2. These guys are always together. Both from Queensland, and both won our Bathurst 1000 race early in October. 161 laps, and they both won it by 0.3 of a second. Great effort from these two, picking up both a brand new Logitech G29, which you can see on screen for Thomas Foster's actually upgraded his G25, so it was a very good race for him. He was super stoked to get the new wheel, and he's been winning races ever since, so good to see. But it's Foster on the back of Opposano on screen there for P1 and 2. Looks like Mannix is just dropping off a little bit from Adu, so Renati Adu's holding P3 by 7 seconds behind these two guys. Definitely getting cloudy here at Phillip Island. As we know, the weather can change here quite dramatically and quite quickly. Parts of the track are in sunshine, the other half's in under the clouds, so definitely affecting the traction on circuit. And that's Scott Flack with the fastest lap of the race, 1:27.4, and so he should with a fresh set of tyres. And Baker's also on his flying lap at the moment, as he just posted a 1:31.5. That's not his race pace. So he's backed off a little bit there, slowing up, just trying to conserve those tyres. We're back on with Foster. Almost looks like it's going to rain here at Phillip Island. No one behind him, but we're up on the roof to get a good run down the main straight. Lap 12 of 13. This is the last lap of the race, so it's only, what, 0.2 of a second. You can see the gap there visually. Coming into Lukey. That's a view from the cockpit as we just hug the inside for second gear, let the car run out, get on the gas early, short shift, and come through Stoner Corner. That's flat 6 gear, braking at the 100 metre mark into Honda. Down to second, maybe first for some drivers. They take it nice and smooth there. Foster can smell the fumes, but he's Opposano is quite smooth, a tough nut to crack out in front, but these two always provide a good show for us, and there you can see it from the crowd. That's how the crowd sees it going up Lukey Heights towards Hayshed through Hayshed up to Lukey Heights. It's another off camber. You got to just balance the car, make sure you get in a good braking zone down through MG, second gear. And you can't get on the gas too early here. It's also another off camber corner. And it looks like Foster's on hards, and he's just made that mistake, and it looks like Opposano is gonna come across the line for his first race of the night, and that's Foster close behind him, P2. Renati Ito. Oh, and there's Nathan Mannix right up beside him. Here they come down the main straight. Renati Ito's done enough to hold P3. Nathan Mannix just taking P4 behind him. Phillip Caesar's coming around T12 at the moment down the main straight, and he's going to cross the line in P5. Who else have we got? We've got Scott Flack with a fresh set of tyres. Managed to get himself back up into P6. That brings David Baker across in P7. Bradley Martin, P8. Liam Tollard Williams, a couple of mistakes. He's just still coming up out of MG into turn 11. He comes onto the main straight. And that's Liam crossing the line there. Peter Foster, we didn't see too much of him in race 2. And he finishes in P7. Licciardi dropping back a little there. Struggling on the old tyres. I'm not too sure if he's crossed the line yet. So, looks like Bryce Royals just picked up a position right at the death there. That's going to be Bryce Royal coming across the line in P11. And where's Licciardi? Licciardi's coming across as well. Daniel Grace already coming through MG. So to finish that race, it's Daniel Opedasano, Thomas Foster in P2. Renato Ito, great job to get back up into P3 ahead of Nathan Mannix. Close finish there. Halil Caesar moved his way back up into P5. Scott Flack after that pit stop saw him drop back to P6. David Baker, Bradley Martin, Liam Tollard Williams and Peter Foster rounding out your top 10. P11 was, as we saw, Bryce Royal pinching another spot just before the finish, unfortunately at the expense of Ross Licciardi. Daniel Grace did well to finish in P13, staying out of trouble. Troy Cieslowski, Scott Harvey, unfortunately pulling out early, and Terry Richardson and Trent Bell probably having more issues with his sim at the moment. Okay, so we're going to have a quick break, sort the grid for the final race, and we'll be back for a 27-lap race. This is going to be a stinker, so stay tuned. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar, and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Jewellery on James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar, and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the grid set, ready for race 3, 27 laps. This is over double of what we had before. So, turn up the... Okay, so thanks for the feedback regarding the volume. Desktop audio, cars. So we're ready for race 3, as I said before. These guys will be rolling off for a formation lap, and I'll go through the grid once they do. Here we go. So, starting order. On pole will be Daniel Pisano. Next to him will be Thomas Foster, Lil Caesar in P3, Nathan Mannix P4. Third row of the grid is Scott Black, the bright Aussie colours, Days the Thunder livery. Next to him will be Ronaldo Ito in P6, David Baker P7, Bradley Martin in P8. P9 is the father combo of Peter and Thomas. Peter's P9, Liam Collard Williams from Tasmania P10. I just missed P11. P13 will be Daniel Grace. So I think Terry Richardson and Bryce Roll will be starting. Sorry, Bryce is P11. Terry Richardson will be starting P12. Brake checks, warming up the tyres, making sure they've got enough grip and enough heat for turn 1 and 2, because we definitely saw a few guys getting caught with the lack of grip through turn 1 and 2 in race 3. So we're on board with Thomas Foster. There we are, front row of the grid. We can hear the bibs just waiting for the green. And there it is, Daniel Pisano, P1, but on the outside, Thomas Foster getting a good start. You see he gets the whole shot down into turn 1. Definitely Foster and Pisano side by side. Pisano really wants this, and he gets it on the outside because he's got the better position for Southern Loop. Thomas trying to go around the outside. You can see the smile on his face and the tongue out. Daniel leaving him enough room, but that's bringing Caesar up into P2. They'll get the run through Honda Corner as Caesar moves up into P2. That's Black right behind. Baker's moved up into P5. Mannix dropped a couple of spots, getting caught up in an incident there with Baker. Right? Further back, that's Baker just in front of Ronaldo Ito. Got a couple of DNFs for the evening, so we're down to 13 drivers for the last race. That's Ronaldo P6 at the moment. Watching Thomas Foster on screen battling Daniel Pisano. Bradley Martin right behind for Aces Racing Team. He'll be sitting pretty there, just waiting for an incident up ahead. That's Liam Collard Williams from Tasmania, just ahead of Nathan Mannix in P8. tuck in behind Mannix, which he does. Go to Nathan Mannix on the driver cam here at Racecentre. Run it out front, really push those tyres as Opposano Foster will be really nursing those tyres, trying to make them last. That's your top 4, 5, 6. Top 6 almost within 3 seconds of each other. Stone and corner in the bottom corner. Racing team ahead of Opposano, Foster, Flack, Baker, Edu, Martin, Mannix. They're really getting used to this circuit. They've really got their strategy set. They're not going to stray from it no matter what's happening up front. We see Opposano and Foster closing in on Caesar. But Caesar needs to push that out further. I dare say the pace he's running on the hards, he's definitely going to hit at least once. And so is Opposano on Boston. Flack coming up behind too. There's a case of Thunder Livery turning hard into turn 1. Flack in P4 at the moment. There he run wide, take the early line into Southern Loop. This is the top 4 of the race, so they're very close together. Nothing separating them at the moment. Meanwhile, it's still Caesar out in front, just ahead of Foster. Opposano drops back to P3. And that's Flack right behind him, P4. David Baker coming up into MG as well. Brad Martin and Nathan Mannix battling it out for P7 at the moment. That's Brad Martin for Aces Racing. Right behind him, Nathan Mannix in the unit car. It's not currently working at the moment. That's okay. Alright, Caesar still out front, Foster P2, the top 3 all within a second of each other. As you can see there, that's the gap, so these guys really setting themselves up for that one pit stop. one of these guys really needs to make an undercut, but we'll probably see that around lap 11 or 12. Someone's going to have to do it, get on fresher tyres and get further up the road before the other guys have a chance to hit. We see Mannix just taking the position from Brad Martin in P8. So that's Peter Foster up into P9 as well in the Craig Lowndes livery. Doing great in the green-eyed monster coming into MG. Tapping the brakes slightly, getting a bit loose there. He brings it around. He's got Liam Tollard-Williams, who he's been with all night, battling with. And there he is, the Tasmanian in the Boost Mobile Holding ZB Commodore. And we've got Bryce Royal in P11 and Daniel Grace in P12. So Flack's moved up into P2, you can see the timing screens. Opposano's dropped back. This is him going in the pit stop, having a battle with Thomas Foster. So I've missed that. Not too sure what happened there, we'll see if looks like Foster's a bit tight-lipped, as you can see on the driving cam. Caught that on live on air, but nonetheless they're back into well, they dropped back to P7 and 8, so very costly. These guys are so close together. Baker moving up into P3 at the moment. Mr. Raceface is definitely living up to his name there in P3. He knows he made the mistake on overshooting Southern Loop on race 2, so he's back to make amends. That's Bryce Royal in the background there. Still calm, collected, currently circulating P11. So Baker's got Renato Ito from Indonesia behind him. You see Baker just checking the mirrors there. Baker taking a nice tight line. Renato Ito trying to go around the outside, but you can see the difference it makes if you take the right line. So what you do is let the car swing out into the heavy brakes at the 100 metre mark behind the corner. He's quite right up on Baker there. There's Baker for the Monster Energy, sporting the Monster merchandise as well. Sweat from his brow, just getting quite hot on the full motion simulators here at Racecentre at Darling Harbour, Sydney. You can see on the full bucket recliner seat Sparko. Now full surround system with the Logitech Z906s, giving him full immersion. He'll be able to hear the tyres of Renato Ito behind him. He'll probably hear that Mannix climb up behind this as well, so I'm crossing him when that comes to fold. But sees us up the front, gapped Scott Flack a bit in P2 at the moment. Baker do 3-4, Mannix Martin, and still Opposano and Foster are together. So these guys should be comfortable here until the first run of pit stops. Again, it depends which one of these two is going to blink first. So we see Mannix moving up into P3. It is ran wide there, going just right on Southern Loop as it comes around into Honda Corner, but it's a three-way into Honda Corner. Martin going wide, leading Opposano and Foster through. Foster and Opposano racing with us from Gold Coast, and Bradley Martin racing with us from Sydney at home. You too can join us from home if you want. So just get in contact with us and find out how. Be part of this V8 League and Formula 1 and GT3 League, as we see Foster and Obadesano battling out still, going through MG, lap 8 of 27. Still early days yet. They're on soft tyres, so they've really got to make this last, otherwise they'll be in for 2 pit stops. They definitely know how to get that job done. Okay, so we've got Baker and Mannix side by side down the main straight into turn 1. Oh, we just saw David Baker overshoot turn 1, almost taking the nose of Nathan Mannix out. As Mannix has hung out wide, will that give Ito enough room to come on the inside? As long as he doesn't tap the rear quarter, give the pit manoeuvre, and he's able to get away with a smoother run. Oh, this is going to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. A little Caesar stretched out the lead now to 2 seconds as Mannix comes up the inside. And that's Mannix on screen now. Getting the job done ahead of Baker, but he's got Edu right behind him. And obviously Thomas Foster of Foster Spencer Fix just ahead of Obadesano in P7. Coming up Leaky Heights down into MGs. Oh, Edu's just run wide. Common mistake, not too sure if he got a little love tap there, which has pushed him off the circuit. But it's Baker just modulating the brake pedal there into MG. Around turns 11 and 13. Mannix just in front as well. Drawn forward with Baker, we'll stay with Baker on the driver cam there. Just the race face, I can hear something happening with Price. Well, I'm not too sure what happened there. Looks like a green car of Scott Black. So it looks like Price Ross got caught up in, or Scott Black's got caught up in a back marker. Go with David Baker back in P4. This is where the battle is. Foster's coming through. Well, almost clipping the back of Scott Black's dropped down into P6 for that earlier incident. That's Mannix just running wide. These guys really need to start moving the brake bias, control these tyres as they're not hitting the same marks. We're getting to the end of life of these first set of tyres. My guess is they're probably going to pit pretty soon. As we see Foster in P3 right behind Baker on screen in the Monster Energy car. 5-way battle coming up under Leaky Heights in MG. Who's going to dip in the inside? Baker protecting his line there. Great driving from Baker there. If you take that line, no one's going to get around you. You just got to exit smoothly enough to hold that advantage. As we see, it's starting to bottleneck. As the guys are really struggling to keep these tyres on track. Mr. Raceface got the head down. Sweat from the brow as he's defending, taking the inside line. He's not going to let it go. As he's in P2. If you're watching at home, say good day. Give us a shout out. Baker's just dropped back, letting Foster and Obadesano. He's trying to make an issue of it up the inside of on the corner. He's got the job done, but has he held the position? He's come across Obadesano. He's really fighting with fire there. He's going to do that with the fast run. I don't know if he's trying to wave Obadesano past or whatever, but he really wants that top 3. As they go through, like, oh, there's a back marker just getting loose there. And who's that? Anyone get caught up in that? That was yeah, Daniel Grace just staying off the track there until the crowd gets past. But Hello Caesar up front still. 11 seconds ahead of these guys, so really great advantage. We could see Caesar get the winning in race 3. Foster and Baker now. Well, Baker's climbing up to the back of Foster, trying to make an issue. Keep saying that, but that's what it is. So we see Foster on screen now in the driving cam as we follow him on screen. It's Scott Flack with the fastest lap of the race at 129.993. A touch better than last race, but Obadesano we see in the background just getting past Baker there. So it's Caesar, Foster, Obadesano, Baker, now Flack after that earlier incident with Bryce Royal. Really getting deep under brakes here. Baker as he tries to defend against Scott Flack. Caesar dominating out in front, almost 12-second lead ahead of these guys. You can see them all squabbling for position, protecting those soft tyres, and probably a good choice for Caesar to get on the hard so he can just thrash those tyres. As Obadesano just climbing up the inside of Foster there. Now got a 12.5 second. Just slips wide as the rears slip, trying to get on the gas while turning hard right. There's Foster. Like I said, lap 13, Foster's dipped into pit lane. And that's him entering pit lane. He's probably coming for another set of softs, because he made that work, but will he change his mind knowing that Caesar's got a 12-second gap? You really want to push it out front. So Caesar still with a 12.5 second gap out front. I'm going to hear Bryce Royal yell out. This is a battle for... No, it's not a battle. Looks like Bryce Royal's being lapped. Just give me a second. So we saw Bryce Royal just let Nathan Mannix go there. Okay, so we should start seeing some more pit stops. There we go, Obadesano and Baker coming in together. That's Baker just coming in for his set. Obadesano already stopped in his lane. That's Baker on screen there, just waiting for the tyres to finish. Hopefully he didn't add any fuel, otherwise it's going to cost him more time. Thomas Foster on those fresh tyres. New fastest lap of the race with a 129.9. So Caesar's still out in front, Black, and then Edu. Obadesano's lost a bit of time there. Actually, no, he's only 0.8 behind. So he has lost time. The undercut definitely worked, but will he have enough towards the end? It is only one lap difference, so it should be fine. You see Liam Tollard Williams coming in for his set, and that's Peter Foster exiting the pit lane. You guys have been told once they exit pit lane, they stay down the left-hand side as the normal pit exit has been blocked. And that's a penalty for Liam Tollard Williams. Unfortunately, that's probably for speeding in pit lane on the entry. That's where Caesar really needs to come in for his set. I really don't think these tyres are going to last him the full race, but I could be wrong. As he's dominating with a 12.8 second gap over Scott Flack. Just go to see who's actually stopped for tyres. So the top 4 haven't stopped yet. We know Renardito, as mentioned before, ended up winning race 2 of Pukekohe through saving. That's Bradley Martin coming into pit lane. And we're seeing Omasano moving up the ladder now, so he's up into P5 at the moment. As Martin drops back down. So we've got Caesar out in front, yet to pit. Flack 12.8 seconds behind him, also yet to pit on the hards. So, not really sure how the tyres are wearing out tonight, so the hards may last in the whole race. Not too sure. If we knew that, then I'm sure Foster and Opadasano wouldn't have chosen the soft option. Scott Flack just come through MG through turn 11 and 12. Renaldo is back up in a P3, so he's holding firm there. I'm sure he's pitted. No, he's another driver that hasn't pitted yet. When I say yet, we'll see whether they actually do or not. So there we go. Hello Caesar has come into pits for his tyres, and he's now rejoining. Hard tyres. On the hard option. And there's Renardo coming in for his set. You can see the car being jacked up. So where's he going to rejoin? Probably safely P7. This guy's really pushing the limit, trying to come in too hot, or not knowing what the pit lane speed limit is, and just not quite getting to the speed before they hit that line and hit that pit limit. Very important. Foster rolls in for his pit stop as well. That's Foster behind Caesar, so this looks like going to the virtual lead of the race, but this has to be without Flack pitting. So Flack's yet to pit, so yes, Flack would want to pit pretty soon, or he's probably getting himself in a position where he can pit for softs, and then he can smash the lap time to keep up with these guys, because he's losing time to these guys if he doesn't pit soon. Get to next. So he's got a 13-second lead, but that's reducing, and Foster you can see is half a second behind, and Opadasano is a further 1.7 seconds back behind them as he crosses the line on lap 17. Terry Richardson already pulling out of the race there. So just bring up Thomas Foster right behind Little Caesar for the lead, well, virtual lead, once Flack pits for his set. We saw him pit early in race 2, so I don't think Flack's going to stay out there much longer. That lead definitely dropping down by 2 seconds in one lap, so he needs to pit very, very soon. Thomas Foster on the screen there in the driver cam, sponsored by Foster's Fence and Figs, Racecentre and Lodge. So there's Flack in the pits, and he's going to be dropping down the order. So you can see on the timing screen there, the guy's just going down, reassuming the lead with 10 laps to go. So Flack's rejoining on hard tyres. And there's Baker coming on the inside on the hotter tyres, making that work. So this is now a battle for, what's that, P5. So that's David Baker and Scott Flack. Flack obviously on the freshest set. Baker pitted a couple of laps ago, as we saw earlier. So Flack just needs to let these tyres warm up and start chewing away behind Baker. He'll probably want to get past so he can make a move on Mannix a further 10 seconds up the road, which is going to be a tall order back there. He's going to be battling David Baker as he's definitely wanting to defend. Against Scott Flack. We saw Baker sending Opposano a message before as he broke deep in Honda corner, and now he's going to want to hold Flack at bay, even though he's got the fastest lap of the race. Like Thomas Foster's just smashed fastest lap of the race with a 1:27.443, so those two guys are really dominating on a fresh set of rubber. Now that he's put a few laps in and the track's warming up, he's able to punch those fast lap times in. That's Flack getting up inside Baker down to turn one. Stay on course because I think Baker's going to dip in front on the screen there. Looks like they're side by side. Flack getting the job done into Southern Loop. He's gone a bit wide and Baker's want to come up the inside there. Baker just following Flack in the line Aussie green and yellow colours. Brakes hard into Honda corner. Flack just getting a smoother exit out there, so he's pulled away a little bit, and that's Flack Baker. So up the front it's still Caesar and Foster. Caesar's got the lead back from Foster. Stranger to the front too. Caesar running on his spare engine at the moment as he's he's doing a great job out front. Pulling away a little bit from Foster. Maybe Foster's realising that he's spending too much rubber on this chase with 7 laps to go. He is the one that blinked early on lap 13 and decided to come in early. Definitely got in the position ahead of Opposano, but Opposano is only 1.4 behind. Sorry, no, that is gap. So that's 3 seconds behind. You can see just Foster taming the Mustang as it's trying to get loose as they come through A-shed up to Lukey Heights. Holding that inside line down into MG, get the nice braking. You don't want to get this car sideways while you're trying to brake hard. This Caesar taking the tighter line so he gets a better exit out through here. Foster's got to battle it too far right and then too far left. Out of position for this run through turns 11 and 12 and down onto Garden Straight. See him just have to brake there. See where the other, we'll just go through the field. Opposano in P3 still 3 seconds back, and looks like Flack's just got the position ahead of Mannix. Mannix must have got ahead, so he's fighting his way back up the front too. So that's Scott Flack P4, Nathan Mannix P5 on screen. David Baker dropping it back a bit there now, 4 seconds behind. He's in P6. Bradley Martin recovering from shoulder surgery, so he's doing well to stay on track. It's been a long night, 3 races, about an hour and a half long between the 3. Putting a lot of pressure on that shoulder. Ronaldo Ito in P8. He was up the front earlier, so he's had a few misfortunes, and he did cop that pit lane penalty, which has cost him a bit of time there. Unfortunately, that's dropping him back into P8 at the moment. Peter Foster, the green-eyed monster, keep calling it that. The old beautiful livery of Craig Lowndes back in the day for Ford. Thomas Foster, his son's definitely adapted it well to the new Ford Mustang. That's Peter Foster in P9 at the moment. He's out there by himself, really. He's got 85 seconds back to Liam Tollard-Williams, who also succumbed to a pit lane penalty. So that's cost him a bit of time, but he's still in the top 10. Crossroll for Shell Hill in Speed Power. He's in P11 at the moment, half of 30 seconds behind Tollard-Williams, Liam Tollard-Williams. Mannix has dropped back a bit. Maybe that's him hitting as we see Daniel Grace rounding up the 12, because Terry Richardson's already retired. But Peter Foster, so Daniel Grace is getting out of the way of Peter Foster there. Okay, race on screen. Caesar's pulling away from this one. 5 laps to go. He's got a 3-second lead. Can't see who that is. Is that that's Bryce Royal, just letting Hello Caesar go there for the leader. Bryce is trying to keep on the back, tuck in the wind, get an advantage down the main straight. As there is a bit of a gain, so we see the 5-lap banner. And Caesar bringing us through turn 1 into Southern Loop. Turning up at Asano. Not sure what happened to Thomas Foster. He's dropped back to P4. He's definitely struggling on these tyres. But Opposano really looking after them, and now he's up into P2, 4.5 seconds back. Looks like that time he's dropping back, it's gaining, so Caesar going hard option is definitely the right one for him tonight to get this final win. Hopefully commentators first I can strike upon. Khalil Caesar in the Cooler Mars entry, doing a great job out front, really dominated the whole race, 27 laps. He's pretty much been in the lead the whole time, other than through the pit stop sequence. He's got a 5-second lead ahead of Opposano. That 12-second gap in the first stint really helped him, as Opposano was pushing it, but I think he spent his softs as Opposano's on softs at the moment. And Hillel Caesar can do whatever he wants to these halves. They're not going to wear out in the next 4 laps. So that brings Scott Black up into P3. Foster's only 3.5 seconds behind. Again, there's only 3-4 laps to go, so Thomas Foster's got to chew up a second a lap to gain on Black. And it looks like he's trying to do it because he's just posted a scorching lap, a 1:26.865. He's definitely speedy tonight, Thomas Foster, but unfortunately that earlier incident's really cost him. Just quickly see the number of stops, and yes, Foster came into the tyres, that's why he's on the fire. So now, in saying that, he probably does have the materials to catch Scott Black and pass, because it's one to catch but another to pass. But if he's lapping at 1:26.865, then he's definitely going to hopefully get the job done and move up into P3. That will see second for the round, I'd say, depending on how the points play out. But he's got to stay as close as he can to Opposano in P2. Little Caesars, Hello got third in the first race and fifth in the second race. So it looks like it'll be Opposano, then Foster 1 and 2, and then maybe Caesar after this win. You can see the gap closing down, like that's within 1 lap, and Foster's already at the back of Flack there. Opposano's at the head of the straight. So where's Foster? Okay, so the gap there, that's Daniel Grace just losing it there, trying to look in the mirrors to let the guys through, but he's lost track of where he needs to go himself. Very hard job to do, to keep an eye out on faster cars while you're trying to stay on the track itself. Caesar out front, still 7 seconds ahead really, and that's Foster. That's Foster taking P3 from Flack on those fresh tyres. Definitely a smarter option. It costs a lot of time to come into tyres as well, so he's really trying to make amends on these second set, or third set of tyres. Baker's still circulating in P5, not doing a bad job. He's going to be happy with P5 as long as he's ahead of Mannix. That's what he said he had to do, to stay ahead of Mannix tonight. Mannix just dropping back, trying to get past Renati Edu. He had that pit lane penalty. Mannix having a late pit stop. So this will be a good battle in the last couple of laps as well. So we've got Baker in 5 and Edu Mannix in 6 and 7. Just seeing Grace go right again. Yep, that's good. Oh, Edu just snapping it wide there, trying to get on the gas, staying away from the Mannix behind. That's Mannix on screen now. There he is, tucking in behind. Right under the back bumper. Trying to come up the inside, but it's just deeper under brakes. Mannix just really nursing it. Coming to Lukey, Southern Loop. Got to get up closer, so 10 seconds wide there, but he's on the hard, so you can see them going through Stoner Corner. Just trying to get up the inside, he's locked up, and that's him. You saw that live on air, he's tried to brake, he's just touched the grass, and you're pretty much a passenger once you do that, and that'll be Brad Martin getting past as well. So that's cost Mannix's spot there, and that's giving Edu in P6 and breathing space. We've got to go to the leader now as we're on the last lap of the race. Caesar definitely dominating for Cooler Master Racing. So on the last lap, just coming out of Southern Loop through Stoner Corner, you can see the ocean there. Braking hard into Honda Corner, we'll see the front rotors aren't really lighting up, so they're not quite deep brakes. Caesar safely gets past Daniel Grace there. Opposano coming into Siberia. Foster also into Siberia, so Foster really smashing those cars, but he can afford to. Trying to find out where they are. If I had the track map working, we could have seen the gap there, but the timing screen says we're 3 seconds behind. There goes Opposano. That's Liam Tollard, the Holden version of the Boost Commodore. But there we are, Little Caesar taking win on race 3. Excellent job. Almost green to check it. If it wasn't for pit stops, he would have had it, but there it is. Little Caesar, stellar job tonight. And that's Opposano finishing P3. Look at Foster, 5 to 9. I reckon 2 more laps and Foster could have had it there. There's Flack crossing the line there now in P4. And that's Baker coming down into MG. Through turn 11, 12 and onto the main straight to finish in P5. Great job from him. So he's pumped about that. You can see there David Baker breathing a sigh of relief as he crosses the line in P5. Ronaldo Ito right behind him in P6, and Mannix, unfortunately, well, he's got the position back from Brad Martin, but Brad Martin's coming around. David Baker, Nathan Mannix not happy with that in that mistake in Honda corner. That cost him a couple of positions, but he managed to get one back. So that's Bradley Martin crossing the line. Peter Foster, here he comes. Just ahead of Bryce Royal. That's Peter Foster. That's P9 for Peter Foster. Liam Tollard Williams is parked it in the pit. So Bryce Royal's just crossed as we saw. And Daniel Grace. So race results, Halil Caesar after 27 laps takes the win ahead of Daniel Opedasano in P2. Thomas Foster almost snatching P2 from Opedasano, 2 laps and he would have had it, but he'll take P3 and second for the round. Scott Flack in P4 did a great job, late pit stop, but not enough to hold out Thomas Foster towards the end there, so he finishes in P4. David Baker, great job from him. Top 5, he'll be happy with that as we saw on screen, giving us the fist pumps. Renato Edu, after that pit lane penalty, did really, really well to cross the line in P6. And then Nathan Mannix rolling home in P7, just ahead of Bradley Martin as we saw. Peter Foster finishing P9 and Liam Tollard Williams rounding out the top 10. P11. Come on. P11 was Bryce Royal in the DJR Team Penske car and his teammate Daniel Grace in P12 for number 12. And rounding out the rear of the grid was Terry Richardson pulling out DNFing early. Okay guys, so that is the end of the third race. So we'll show you the races to come. Next round in 2 weeks time will be at Simmons Plain, and that'll be an absolute belter. A short track, tight, hard to pass, and we're gonna have a lot of traffic. So if you want entertainment, definitely tune in to watch that. And then after that, the ever classic Oran Park on the 15th of December. That'll be the final round of the season. Just going to quickly see if we can get Thomas Foster on the line. Just bear with me for a second. Thomas Foster, can you hear me? You're on air, buddy. How was that last race? You came in for a second pit stop.
Yeah,
hoping
having a go
to make a gain. You definitely got up
had a
there.
little incident with Oppo. My fault. Like I apologised over the radio. I just didn't even look at my mirror, to be quite honest.
So you come together with Opedasano earlier in the race there, because you guys dropped back a fair bit.
Yeah, he came up on my right-hand side, and I didn't actually see him do that. I thought he was back a little bit further, and as I moved across for the next corner, he was there. So my problem, my fault.
Well, that was a good comeback from having 2 pit stops. You really made the most and took out fastest lap of the race. So congratulations there. And unfortunately, just because you finish behind Daniel, it means Daniel takes the round win for round 12. So Great job, but definitely entertaining to watch. The first few laps, you know, the top 7 were all within a second of each other. We could see it all on screen. It was definitely looked like the third race. The guys were getting used to the circuit and just, you know, trying to race to their race plan. And you were the first to blink on lap 13 for your set of tyres. The other guys are going a bit longer for their stop, so that probably helped you as well.
Yeah, well, that was still the original plan if I hadn't taken Oppo out. But then I also had to burn it up a little bit more when I was chasing Caesar. I knew he was going to a one-stop strategy, so I had to try and push him to burn his tyres up. So, but that didn't work. That's
No,
I
you
came back close enough.
You definitely see Caesar pushing it from the start because he pulled away from you on the hard tyres, and you could tell that you guys were just conserving your softs. You couldn't keep the pace, but he went with hard and definitely was smashing them early. And he got up to a 12-second gap thanks to the little mishap between you two. So,
yeah, well, then all congratulations to him. He had a brilliant race. You know, what can I say?
No, it was a great effort. Great effort. Looking forward to Simmons Plains in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. I'll be do a few laps and see what I can make up of that one. I know the old fella will be in there, so you know, it'll be a lot harder track to pass on. We all know Simmons Plains. It makes a difficult passing situation. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking for action at the hairpin, to be honest. So that's where it's all going to be at.
You're going to see that.
Hey?
You're going to see that.
Oh, definitely. No, it'll be a good race. It's a beautiful track, and looking forward to it in 2 weeks' time. So that concludes our racing tonight for round 12 of the Racecentre V8 League for 2020. Hopefully you can tune in next time, and we'll see you at Simmons Plains. With thanks to our sponsors, Jewellery on James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.